Hi. Now, bear with me. It's my first, second video since the first one that I asked for. That I asked everybody to do something for me. Well, I actually got a request from somebody on Facebook, and this tag is it. This will be going on Facebook as well as it will be going on YouTube. I got a request to do the top 10 Pokemon or whatever. So, considering that, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is an insult to everybody, but considering that I don't know any Pokemon past Generation 2, then I won't be doing anyone from like 3 on forward, however many generations there are now. I mean, a lot of Pokemon or whatever. Anyway, so these Pokemon are my top 10 favorite. The only guidelines is that they come from Generation 1 and Generation 2, since, like I said, I don't really know anything about Generation 3 on. Before I get this video started, I'd like to thank whoever Hyper Legends is. He shared my first video that I put on when I was requesting for everybody to help me give me ideas for a top 10 video. So this is a video. So I just want to say thank you for sharing the video and thank you for subscribing, even though I don't really have a lot of videos. Oh well. Anyways, so my number 10 Pokemon, starting at number 10, is actually Steelix. Steelix, you can get Steelix if you evolve your Onyx. If you trade it to someone using, while he's holding a steel, what's that thing called? I'm sorry. Using a metal coat. There it goes. It's a metal coat. So when I looked up about Steelix, Steelix actually is it is the highest defense Pokemon out of all the ground types. That means he's stronger. His defense is stronger than Golem or Geodude or any ground type Pokemon you can think of. His defense is the highest. But of course, this is like Generation 1 and 2, so I don't really know anything about like what happened after Generation 3. But I need to look that up, huh? Also, you can catch not catch it, you can have a 50% female or 50% male ratio when it comes to Steelix. So you can catch any either male or female. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as you have a Steelix. I personally like Steelix because I'm a big fan of the gym trainer Jasmine, and I was obsessed with her. Come Olivine City or on Pokemon Stadium 2, where you fight her in the Julia Castle. Like, I got stuck on Jasmine all the time because in her Pokemon Stadium 2 lineup, she has other Pokemon to back them up, so that just in case you want to get a fire type Pokemon against her Steelix, then she brings out Corsola or Blastoise so that she can, put out those flames. Yeah, put out those flames. Anyway, however, on Pokemon Crystal, Gold, and Silver, she has 2 Magnemites and a Steelix. That's when I got fascinated with Steelix. So yeah, I also seen in a research that every single Steelix in the anime of Pokemon has used the move Iron Tail. See, I didn't know that. And come to think of it, Jasmine uses Iron Tail quite a lot in Pokemon Stadium and in the Game Boy versions, Crystal and stuff. So yeah. I also see that it eats iron, and that's how it gets strong, by eating iron underground. And well, wish I could eat iron and get strong. I'm kind of weak, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'll get there. Anyway, my number 9 Pokemon that I picked for my list is Venomoth. Venomoth evolves from Venonat at level 31. Uh, Venomoth is actually one Pokemon that belongs to Koga. I believe it's in Pokemon Stadium 2 when Koga is part of the Elite Four. I don't know. Anyway, Venomoth actually has a 50-50% ratio of either male or female, and you can catch Venomoth in the Safari Zone, in Pokemon Red and Blue, and all the other stuff. I recently have like an emulator on my phone with Pokemon Red and Crystal or whatever. Like, I don't have any of the other ones, and Pokemon Blue and Leaf Green and Fire Red, so you can actually catch Venomoth there, or you can catch Venomoth. I believe it's in the Silver Cave or whatever that cave is called, where you go to catch Mewtwo. I believe it's Silver Cave, the cave right outside of Cerulean City, where the guy is blocking it off until you beat the Elite Four. Uh, Venomoth is a nocturnal creature, but of course you would suspect that because in Pokemon Crystal, when you're walking through the the forest, was that the Helix Forest? You actually run into a Venonat at night, only at night. But it's always dark in that forest, so you're always gonna run into Venonats anyway. But I'm pretty sure that if you run into a Venonat anywhere else, it might be at nighttime. I don't know. To my knowledge, I only ran into Venonats at night. Never ran into them in the day. But this isn't about Venonat. This is about Venomoth. Venomoth is actually a bug and poison type Pokemon, and actually the spores on its wings can cause a person to be poisoned, or it can paralyze a person. So that's actually a good ninja Pokemon to have um, for Koga, I guess, who's now an Elite Four. Oh, one more thing. I also seen somewhere that Koga actually used to be a part of the Elite Four. And later on, as I go down, I'll tell you how I found that out and everything like that. Number 8's Pokemon is actually going to be Ariados. Ariados is a Pokemon that comes from Spinarak. It evolves at level 22 from Spinarak, and it evolves pretty quickly. Spinarak actually levels up like pretty fast compared to what I've seen. I always catch a Spinarak, even though I'm terrified of spiders. I have a serious arachnophobia. I hate spiders, but I always manage to catch a Spinarak so that I can give me an Ariados. Ariados. I love Ariados. I don't know. The ratio of Ariados male and female is actually 50-50, so you can really catch either a male or a female. It doesn't really matter. You can find them evenly matched. The what I researched about what I've seen about it is that the red and black stripes on Ariados actually are combined together to make that unhappy face that Ariados has on his abdomen. It also can spit webs from its mouth and its abdomen, and that the webs are so strong that they can actually carry a human being, because Koga's daughter Janine actually uses Ariados in battle and as one of her ninja techniques, one of her ninja Pokemon. She uses the Ariados's string to scale buildings. So I guess like as a fine whip, well, not fine whip, but as one of those little thingies that you use. A zip line. There you go, zip line. It's like a zip line. I don't know. I was trying to figure out everything. This isn't scripted. I'm just going like off whatever. It's a pretty long video. Anyway, um, um, another thing that I also found out is that Ariados is also named from a Greek mythology character named Arachne. Uh, Arachne actually gave Theseus a ball of twine, and Theseus used this ball of twine to track its tracks, to track it as it went into the labyrinth for the Minotaur, and used the same tracks to get out of the labyrinth. So thanks to Arachne, then he was able to get out of the out of the labyrinth. This actually connects to the fact that when Ariados hunts, Ariados actually catches his prey and uses the web and puts it on to the prey and lets the prey go. And when I guess Ariados is ready to eat, or when Ariados needs to find the prey, it actually just follows the web to the prey. So and what they say about spiders and realize the silk on it is so sticky on bugs that they can't get it off. So yeah, I I don't know. I guess that's cool or whatever. um, my number 7 Pokemon is actually Staryu. Now Staryu, I actually had a problem between Staryu and Starmie because I like both of them because they're both water like Pokemon, and I'm a fan of water Pokemon. So, but my list doesn't really have a lot of water Pokemon on it. That's kind of weird, huh? But I do like water Pokemon. Staryu is genderless, so Staryu is not a male or a female. But what's so weird is that Staryu actually learns Attract in the game, in the Game Boy game. So I don't know. Uh, Remember that famous scene where uh, Ash battles Staryu, and she said, I think that's Starmie, one of those two, and she says that her Pokemon's hurt, and Ash is like, well, how can you tell? It doesn't even have a face. Actually, this comes from the fact that when Staryu is hurt, Staryu's core, the middle, the red jewel in the middle of its body, actually flashes. And becomes faint when it's hurt and it's weak. So that's how she knows that her Staryu's hurt. Ash doesn't really know too much. He just became a Pokemon master or a trainer at the time. I think he's his second badge after he fought Brock. So yeah. Anyways, Staryu also has the core. As long as the core isn't hurt, Staryu can actually lose a leg and gain and grow the leg right back as long as the core remains intact on Staryu. So you can take a Staryu and chop a Staryu's leg off, and all happens is that Staryu's just gonna grow back its leg. That's kind of cool. I like that. You can get a Starmie if you evolve your Staryu using a Water Stone, and Staryu's actually been linked to uh, Shelder, who you can actually evolve to using a Water Stone to get a Cloyster. So that's pretty cool. Uh, Staryu also is one of the Pokemon that actually gains a type when it evolves. And in case you didn't know, Starmie is actually a water and psychic type Pokemon. So that's actually cool to know. Uh, I also found out that Staryu actually, when Staryu evolves, Staryu actually, I'm not evolves, I'm sorry, when it's at night, Staryu actually comes from the ground under the sea and floats to the top and flickers its core to the night sky. And this actually says that they think it's because Staryu is connected to the celestial bodies somehow. So uh, that's cool. Hey, that's cool to me. So Staryu is actually um, I also like catching Staryus. So whenever I head to Seafoam Islands or Fish or whatever to get a Staryu, I actually go after me a Staryu. So yeah, so Staryu's pretty cool. Number 6 Pokemon is actually going to be Espeon. Espeon, you can catch. Well, you can't catch Espeon. You get Espeon by evolving it from Eevee, leveling Eevee up, and leveling the friendship up with Eevee. If Eevee evolves in the daytime, it becomes Espeon with high friendship and high level. But if Eevee evolves at night with high level or high friendship, it becomes Umbreon. So yeah, I actually learned that Espeon is along with Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon, and Umbreon, and some others that I learned about in the generations after, which include Leafeon, Glaceon and Sylveon. I don't know if I'm saying those names right, so yeah. I just know that, like I said, I don't really know anything about Generation 3 and further. I don't know about Generation 1 and 2, so yeah, forgive me for that. I am a Pokemon fan, but I couldn't keep up with all those Pokemon. That's a lot of Pokemon to keep up with, man. I don't even know how much it is. Anyway, the ratio of Espeon actually comes to a 87.5 to 12.5% ratio. You can find more male Espeons than you can female Espeons. So the 87.5% of course goes to the male, 12.5 goes to the female. So Espeons, you're gonna find more male Espeons than you are female Espeons. Espeon's fur allows it to predict the weather. So when the wind hits Espeon, it can predict whether it's going to rain, snow, hail, hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever. So it's kind of good to have an Espeon around when you think you know the day, but you quite don't know the day. The Espeon can know the weather, so I'd like to have me an Espeon. The Espeon that the gem that Espeon has on his head is actually a, a power boost to its psychic powers. And if Espeon was real, it would prefer to live in the urban areas versus in the wildlands like a lot of the Pokemon do. So that's actually kind of cool too. So you got a Pokemon that actually prefers to live with humans than to live away from humans. I think that's kind of cool. Um, my number 5 Pokemon is actually going to be Kingdra. Kingdra evolves from Seadra when you trade Seadra holding a dragon scale. Kingdra is actually a water and a dragon type Pokemon. This is another Pokemon that I had a hard time fighting when I fought Claire because I would be like, okay, cool, it's a water Pokemon. And I thunder it and it wouldn't do a lot of damage. And I'd be like, well, what's going on? So I keep using these electric type moves and find out later on down the line that Kingdra's a water type and a dragon type. So it's kind of hard because dragons are weak against ice. But considering that Kingdra actually is part water, then the ice really doesn't affect it that much. So yeah. Kingdra has a 50-50% ratio on whether it's a male or female. So you can even the odds out on male or female. I also read that the yawn of Kingdra can actually create underwater currents and can actually destroy ships based on currents, I guess. So that's kind of cool. Uh, the water coming from its snout is actually very powerful too, depending on I guess how it shoots or whatever. Um, Kingdra only hunts for food when there's a storm. From what I've seen, I don't know if it hunts any other time than that, but yeah. And because Kingdra is so powerful and can do a lot of multiple things with water, Kingdra actually sleeps underground, and I mean underwater, and because it can create seaborne tornadoes and whirlpools or whatever, and because of the fact that it can create whirlpools, Kendra's actually been linked to the Greek mythology, the Greek monster Charybdis, who actually creates water 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 whirlpools. And for those who doesn't know who Charybdis is, you need to look up your Greek mythology. Charybdis is actually one of the monsters that Odysseus travels by in his many trials. So yeah. Number 4 Pokemon is actually going to be Articuno. Articuno is one of the Articuno is one of the legendaries. In Generation 1, one of the legendary birds. There's forgive me. There's Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. And out of the 3, Articuno is actually the more peaceful one because Articuno prefers not to fight. By the way, Articuno is genderless too, so Articuno has no gender, but it can't learn a track like Staryu can. So who cares? But who cares? Articuno's one of the bosses, so Articuno's actually ice and fine, and Articuno can moisten the air with its wings. So I was flying in the air and actually moisten the air and make it snow. So that's kind of cool. Um, Articuno flies from ice mountain to ice mountain only. So you'll only find Articuno in ice mountains, and you won't find it anywhere else. Another little old fact that I got about Articuno is that in the beginning of the Pokemon series, when Ash went to Viridian City, actually, Ash mistaken the graving in Viridian City as Ho-Oh when actually it was Articuno. So, yeah. The Pokemon flying, though, when he saw it was Ho-Oh. But when he got to the uh, Viridian City, I think it was at the Pokemon Center, he actually mistaken it for he actually mistaken it for a Ho-Oh when it's actually Articuno. And like I said, Articuno really doesn't like fighting. So when I read, Articuno actually will shield itself in a block of ice to avoid confrontation. And yeah, you can see Articuno from Fuchsia City if you look at the binoculars in the little whatever you call that place. I don't know what they call those places, but it's I don't remember what route it is. But you can actually see Articuno in the uh you actually see Articuno in the Seafoam Islands from Fuchsia City. And even if you defeat or capture Articuno and go back and look in the binoculars, you can still see Articuno there. So I don't know. I guess there's more than one Articuno or something. Hey, I don't know. Uh, yeah. So that's kind of that was weird to me too. Um, Something else. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's all I can really say about Articuno. My number three Pokemon is actually going to be Suicune, another legendary. I'm so obsessed with these either blue or water type Pokemon because I like I have a lot of waters. And Suicune is a water Pokemon. It's a legendary Pokemon though. Uh, Suicune is the legendary in Generation 2, along with Entei and Raikou. I don't know how to say his name. Suicune, like Articuno and Staryu, is genderless, so there is no gender when it comes to Suicune. Suicune's just there. Uh, I learned that Suicune's purple mane represents the Aurora Borealis, and that Suicune can walk on water and can refreshing water purify any kind of dirty water that is around. It doesn't matter what water it is. Suicune can purify dirty water. So that's cool. It's also said out of all the legendaries to be the closest to Ho-Oh. So that's cool too. Suicune is a very calm Pokemon too. So in dangerous situations, Suicune will actually be the one to help you out and give you a hand in a dangerous situation. It remains calm and everything. And even if you knock out Suicune when you run into it, Gold, Silver, and uh, Crystal, if you knock out Suicune, you can actually go back to Ecruteak City, and you can uh, go to the burnt tire and tower and re-challenge Suicune. So actually, you have like two chances to capture Suicune. And I never knew this. I thought that if I kill Suicune, I would save before I ran into Suicune, and then I would fight Suicune, try to capture it, never would, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I can't catch this Suicune, and then I would accidentally kill it, and I'd be mad, and I just restart it again, and I just keep restarting my system. Restarting my game, restart. I actually haven't got to Suicune yet, but I'm close to it on Crystal, so yeah. Um, and Suicune is actually one of the first. I think it's the only Pokemon. I don't know if there's what happens. Like I said, I don't know what happens in Generation 3 and down. But out of Generation 1 and 2, Suicune is the very first Pokemon that actually has its own unique battle theme music when you fight it. I didn't know that. I really never paid attention to the music. I just Suicune was there. Oh wow, Suicune appeared. Oh, I have to catch Suicune. So yeah, I was told that Suicune actually was supposed to be one of the people to know Roar, but considering that it is calm in danger, they took Roar out, so Suicune doesn't roar you away. It just sits there and battles you for however long you're willing to battle it, I guess. So that's cool, huh? Um, my number two Pokemon is Ninetales. Ninetales actually evolves from Vulpix using via a Firestone. So if you have a Vulpix and you want a Ninetales, you evolve it with the Firestone, wherever you can get a Firestone from. Uh, uh, Ninetales has a 75-25 ratio. 75% is female, 25% is male. So you can actually find more. You actually have more male Ninetales than you will female Ninetales. Uh, I'm not. I was never one to play with the Pokemon cards because I really didn't know anything about the Pokemon cards. But I've seen that. I learned that on the Pokemon cards they actually misspelled Ninetales' name. They spelled Ninetales' name Tails when Ninetales' name is actually Tales. So yeah, so they misspelled Ninetales' name on a Pokemon card. So if you get a Pokemon card and you get a Ninetales, look at that and see if they spelled it right or whatever. Uh, Ninetales has thick, luxurious golden white fur, and its eyes are so mesmerizing that it is actually able to control the minds of other people. So yeah, Ninetales is also one of my favorite Pokemon too. So that's why Ninetales made this list. Ninetales is a fire type Pokemon too. So this is not my legendary water types. I think I should just make. I'm probably gonna also make um, my top 10 favorite Pokemon based on their types. Yeah, so why not? But anyway, yeah, Ninetales also is rumored that all nine of its tails all have different powers. So Ninetales is actually considered to be as one of a strong, yeah, one the tails actually connected psychically somehow to different psychic powers. So that's cool too. Ninetales can also create uh, create illusions, and like Vulpix can live for like a super 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 long time. So that's actually cool. Ninetales probably won't die quicker than anybody else. I like that. Yeah. And my number one Pokemon that I think is the coolest, that I absolutely have to have anytime I play a Pokemon game, if I can manage to find one, is Dragonair. Um, I could simply just catch me a Dragonair, a Dratini, and evolve it uh, when it, or whatever, but I don't know. I do that anyway, so whenever I run into a Dratini, I get like super excited, and I'm like, oh my god, a Dratini. I was just recently playing Pokemon Pokemon Red, and I tried to catch me a Dratini. It was in Safari Zone, and my Dratini was running. I'm not really good too much of catching good rare Pokemon in uh, the Safari Zone because they're always running. So I don't know. Some people say that throwing rocks at them are better or feeding them is better. But when I feed them, some of them I miss them. But I don't know. I'll just keep going back, or I'll just fish somewhere else and catch me a Dratini. Luckily, in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, they have the Dragon's Den where I can just go in there and catch a Dratini and just evolve it or whatever. It evolves at level 55 into a Dragonite. So yeah, but knowing me, I'll probably give my Dratini, my Dragonair Everstone. Catch me two Dratinis and give my one Dratini Everstone when it evolves into a Dragonair, so it never evolves, and then just let the other one evolve into a Dragonite because I love Dragonair so much. And obviously Lance do too, because he has two Dragonairs on in the Generation 1 Pokemon Fire. I mean, Red and Blue, or whatever. He has two Dragonairs. So he obviously loves Dragonairs too, but we know he's the power of dragons. He loves dragons. Even though he has a Gyarados and a Charizard, which are nowhere near dragons, but hey, who cares? Dragonair actually emits a aura from it that can be felt by humans. Humans can feel the aura of a Dragonair. And I don't know if Dragonair has the power to manipulate how humans feel or not, but humans can feel how a Dragonair feels, and I love that very much so. Um, it can actually make it snow, rain, sleet, hail, storm at will. It can manipulate any of the elements. Dragonairs can do that. I guess that's cool. So yeah, I like that. Even though like Articuno can make it snow, that's fine. But Dragonair can make it rain, snow, or whatever it wants to do whenever it wants to. Um, also seen on a ratio of like the catching thing that Dragonair is actually hard to catch, very hard to catch. I've never ran into a wild Dragonair, so I wouldn't know. I always catch me under Teeny and just evolve it like that. So yeah, and it's a 50-50 male ratio of human. I mean of male to female. So you can actually catch a male or a female. It really doesn't matter. You'll catch 50-50. You have a 50-50 chance of catching a male or a female. And one cool thing that I found out, which is why I made Dragonair number one, is that Hong Kong actually has a airline named Dragonair. See, that's cool. Dragonair is so cool that they have a Pokemon as their airline flight. And it's the largest airline flight that they have. That's cool. Dragonair, I found, also is linked to Hermes, the Greek god, the Greek messenger god, because of the wings on his head. That's cool. That is very cool. But anyways, I spent like a long time talking about my favorite Pokemon, like 30 some minutes. That's not a long time. Who cares? Well, those are my top 10 Pokemon or whatever that I opinionatedly think are cool. And this isn't really based upon like how they fight. This is really based upon what they can do and all this other stuff. So if you have any other Pokemon that you think are your favorite, you can comment below, and you can also go to Facebook and see this or whatever. And um, this video is going on Facebook, so St. Louis, Jonathan Brown, you know who you are. These are my top 10. You may not agree with my list, but I don't care. These are my top 10. So, yeah. If you want me to make a video on anything else, just comment below. And once again, I'd like to thank Hyper Legends for sharing my video, my first video. Hopefully, you'll share this one too, and I hope you'll like this one too. See you later.